But we already see here some bans coming in. We see the UK banning Hidden 1. Interesting to see they're banning that. And DT3 and Fremont 3 bans from Team Canada.
Yeah, Hidden One is seeming like a very polarizing pick this weekend. It remained untouched in the matches I've seen, and United Kingdom outright going to be banning it this time out, and it makes sense, right? You look at the roster that Canada is bringing to the table on Hidden Aim in specific, of course, going to be their core player in Azer and Zucchini as well. Zucchini, a phenomenal continued World Cup player that I feel like never really gets his deserved flowers. He's been really popping off this year in the tournaments like ADS Division 1. One of those main reasons why his team won. So definitely a player to look out for as we continued on. But the other ban going to be that No Mod 3, Neat Eat Meat, going to be falling to the wayside. And Aim and Alt, those are the two skill sets that you want to strike out when you're going against a team like Canada. So it makes plenty of sense. Unfortunately, it does get rid of one of our customs, but solid strategic bans from UK and Canada, getting rid of those bursty picks. Both of the tapping maps gone from DT3 and Fremont 3 slots.
Yeah, interesting to see Canada going for those DT3 and Fremont 3 bans, but it does make sense. They probably don't really want to deal with the tapping of those two maps, so it is interesting to see that they went for that. But right now it is going to be Canada's pick, and it is going to be Hidden 3, and holy moly, it is going to be our original 4WC original Glowstone percent by Xavier XD and mapped by Wispy and Bockerman, or Botcherman. I'm not too sure how to pronounce the name. But yeah, it is an interesting map here. We did see it. I did see it when I was also casting the Chile match, and this map looks very fun, but also looks very tricky, and it can trip up some of the players here in the matchup.
Yeah, lots of aim control that punches above its weight. This is the main map I had in mind when I said that some maps in this pool punch above their weight. There's been a lot of discussion on this one, and Canada being the seed one, picking the hardest map in the pool is just solid strategy, especially with their hidden prowess. However, they may be running into a bit of a hidden gimmick brick wall when you look on the other side, right? You're looking at players like Schiazzo, players like Listia, who get second place in 1v1 gimmick hidden tournaments, not naming any names. And of course, Wiggler coming up from the 5WC trenches, moving up into the 4WC. Gonna be plenty solid on these hiddens.
Yeah, I remember seeing Wiggler in the 5-digit European Cup, especially during the grand finals, and what a performance that this player had in that tournament. Now, like you mentioned, Hubba, moving up to the 4WC and hopefully keeping up the solid performances that this player had also in the 5-digit scene. But yeah, it is interesting to see how both of these teams have those players who are also kind of specialized in the hidden mod as well. Mainly the UK, however, I feel like the UK also has some very proficient hidden players, but Canada also has an incredible roster, very stacked for this kind of map. So it's going to be interesting to see how both of these teams will play out against each other, especially in this kind of map. And we see already some of the rosters here. We see Skia, Listia, Dream Journey, who is also known as Fluffy, and Fault. On the side of UK. Side of Canada, see Zucchini's team Happy, Azer, and Rumindra. So I think those rosters are set to go.
Yeah, Dream Journey actually a really solid shout for this kind of map. Mostly known for the aim control skill set regardless of mod. I generally know him as like a hard rock player or hidden hard rock filler, but should be plenty solid on this map because this is one of those classic higher approach rate hidden maps. So the density not going to be too much of an issue for these players on the flow control, but all players in, just awaiting some map starting action.
A map starting action indeed. This is going to be a good one to see. And it's going to be very neck and neck in my opinion. especially due to how both of these teams have players who are very proficient with this mod and this kinds of maps as well. Yeah, here we go. We have all players loaded, and we're gonna get started here with our Hidden 3 custom song for the 4-digit World Cup.
Yeah, in we go. Shoutouts once again for our custom song, and right now, just the build up. Not gonna be anything too spicy quite yet. A little bit of aim difficulty, but the spacing on this flow aim is only going to increase right now. All players looking a bit comfy, faint, a little bit behind on the accuracy. That's the only reason for our current score disparity. But the alt and flow control begins, and already we're seeing 3 drops. Dream Journey, Faint, Steam Happy, all down within a 20 combo margin of each other.
Yeah, both breaks on the United Kingdom kind of hurting them a little bit, but also you see that Canada doesn't really have a big advantage so far. They have around 40,000 points, but there goes Zucchini as well. So now it's just neck and neck in terms of FCs with Skia, Listia, Azer, and Rumindra holding on to the full combos. But there's a good recovery happening on the side of United Kingdom that could also really help them out. Dream Journey and Feint are holding on to very good recoveries, as well as Steam Happy also recovering some of their combo, as well as Zucchini. Zucchini a little bit behind, however, but there goes Team Happy, and that is very unfortunate for Team Canada, and that's going to give an advantage to the United Kingdom.
Yeah, another drop that goes down. Plute not having the greatest of time on this techier section. Feint is doing their damnedest with the combo recovery. Zucchini as well, and the reason why it took so long to flicker back was that accuracy on Canada. All players were holding 99 for a quick moment, but Rumindra with a big fall apart, traded by Listia and Feint. Now it is Skia versus Azer, that battle of the Titans, the two teams respective hidden goats, and these two combos are going to be massive. Dream Journey dropping that recovery. Zucchini going to be clawing this score back with his 700 combo recovery, and it's just Schiazzo holding the dream alive for the United Kingdom on this Hidden 3 as Azer and Zucchini, the two hidden players, going at it.
Yeah, Azer still holding on to a very strong combo, but also that recovery from Zucchini is really helping Canada pull this back. And there goes Feint, and there goes Skia as well as Dream Journey. Everyone on Team United Kingdom kind of falling apart as Azer is still holding on to the FC, and Zucchini with a very good backup combo. I think that Canada really just did it with this one, and that's not really what United Kingdom needed. So there it goes. The lead is increasing by the moment, 400,000 and almost to 500,000 now, and Canada with a very good performance. Well, however, Azer is still holding on to the full combo, if I'm not mistaken, and I think that he's just gonna keep going, and he's gonna maybe get the FC. Zucchini also with a very good backup combo, but still, let's see if Azer will be able to go without the FC. No, unfortunate for Azer, but still a very good performance from Team Canada, and what an amazing score from Azer especially.
Yeah, nearly broaching that 1 million score mark, bringing the team to a dominant performance there. 741k gonna be the margin of error for Canada on the dub by the end of it, and United Kingdom have to claw a little bit back. Of course, Skia had that 700k score, but it was a hard time holding the consistency for the rest of the roster, it would seem. And now it's going to be some continued skill sets, and it snap DT2 for United Kingdom makes plenty of sense given that double tap ban.
Yeah, this DT2 very much in kind of the same realm as the Hidden 3 that we just saw, more also towards, finger control. It's very dense, and it's also quite a long map as well. So it is going to be interesting to see how the UK will go about this one. But yeah, it is going to be very similar to what we just saw in the Hidden 3, of course, with some, differences in terms of AR and everything.
Yeah, this is gonna be solid. I think a lot of the players on United Kingdom privy to burst speed picks. At least in comparison to the raw stamina stuff, I think this is a team that enjoys this kind of DT2, enjoys the 260 to 280 BPM burst aim situation. So This should be a solid pick for them going into this DT2, looking to keep a close and steady match.
Yeah, 263 BPM burst in finger control is no joke here, especially at AR 10.3. One of the contenders to be, in my opinion, one of the harder maps in the entire pool. But hopefully, based on what we just saw from Team Canada and also Team United Kingdom in the Hidden 3, hopefully those skills will be able to translate properly into this DT2. And yeah, it's going to be just very interesting to see both of these teams in action for this one. Maybe we'll see some of the similar players that we just saw in the Hidden 3. Maybe some other faces as well for this one. And yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what the rosters will be here for this DT2. 263 BPM AR 10.3, and here we go. We have some rosters here. We have Sync, Demiurge, Schiato, and Dream Journey on side of United Kingdom. Flat Paper, Yip, Zucchini, and Ramindra coming in for Canada. And yeah, I think all rosters are settled in, and we're gonna get started in just a few moments with our DT2.
Huh, this is a curious roster for Canada. I didn't realize Flat Paper would be in for the speed. I mostly know him as like a hard rock gimmick player. So this is gonna be a fun one as we go into Netoge Hygiene Spectre. A little bit of classic Miku for the soul, 263 BPM on the burst speed. Looking to see where the comfort lies on these players. Big highlight going to Schiato, who is going to be plenty comfortable on this BPM. Plays this kind of stuff in open rank tournaments fairly consistently, and Canada already finding some of those hiccups at the slider break on Flat Paper. Yip with the combo drop, and a couple of accuracy hiccups going to be giving UK an early advantage.
Yeah, some hiccups coming in from Yip and also Flat Paper, who broke right at the beginning but was able to recover some of that combo. Ramindra and Zucchini, however, still holding on to full combos, albeit with slightly lower accuracy. But there goes Yip as well again. Meanwhile, on the side of United Kingdom, everyone looking very, very strong. Schiato mainly holding on to the full combo, but albeit with lower accuracy than expected. There goes the Demiurge as well, but everyone's not really holding on to any big accuracies. Yip, however, being the one struggling the most here with close to 92% accuracy on the side of Team Canada. There goes Flat Paper once again, and wait, was that an actual break from Ramindra?
I think so. I think that might have been a triple break on No. Okay, it was Bancho. Okay, we got kick slider gapped, but still very scary looks there for Canada. As yeah, finding another drop, a Demiurge to trade it, but that's not the FCs. It's Zucchini and Ramindra holding on to the dream, one combo down.
Yeah, they're holding on to the full combo still for Team Canada. Zucchini was able to recover some of that accuracy, now holding on close to 98%. And Sync actually finding a break on the side of United Kingdom, but still holding on to the lead here, 115,000 points, thanks to Schiato and Dream Journey's bigger combos right now. And there goes Zucchini as well, and there goes Ramindra on the side of Team Canada. And I think that's just going to give a big lead for the side of United Kingdom. There goes Demiurge, but it doesn't really matter because those two big combos on Schiato and Dream Journey are still holding on strong. There goes Dream Journey. However, Schiato's still holding on. And yeah, this is looking very good for the Team United Kingdom.
Yeah, Schiato holding on to that final FC. Flat Paper making some magic happen in that bottom right corner. I didn't really know him for the skill set, holding on to some solid combo, but the 300k wall, even with that Schiato break, I think is going to be too big of a burden to bear, especially with that recovery from Sync HD as well. And United Kingdom gonna be tying this one up on 1-1 for our first two, both fairly dominant picks.
Yeah, very dominant picks from both of these teams so far. Canada really showing very dominant levels in the Hidden 3. Now United Kingdom doing almost the same, not as dominant as Canada was, but still looking very strong here on this DT2, and equalizing the match here 1-1. And now next pick, it is going to be by Canada.
Yeah, and Canada, I think, needs to be very safe with this pick, right? Like I think they've won Hidden 3, but still am not entirely convinced that like Hidden 2 is a super safe pick. I'm looking more towards the aim maps, I reckon. Something like No Mod 1, where it's this sort of relentless mid BPM range aim, where it sort of doubles as kind of a stamina pick where you really need that aim hand consistency. I think would be really solid for them. A little bit of Hasu No Mod 1, but I don't know. Other than that, maybe something like a free mod 4 tech also couldn't be too bad. But I'm thinking leaning towards the aim direction.
Yeah, in the aim department, you have the No Mod 1 as well, yes, but you also have, you know, another map. It's more awkward aimed, free mod 1, but it's still aim nonetheless. And also, maybe if you want to keep yourselves in the DTs, in the DT section, you also have the DT1, but that's also has some speed bursts incorporated to it. Maybe, yeah, the No Mod 1 could be a better pick here for Team Canada, but I don't know. Maybe if they're still feeling confident in the hidden department, like they were with Hidden 3, they could still go for, you know, maybe the Hidden 2, or maybe just check out one of the other free mods as well. And no, okay, we're going Hard Rock 3. Interesting.
Oh wow, and they're going the alt angle. It's going to be. I mean, this makes sense given the Nomad 3 ban, but back-to-back 3-slot picks, Hidden 3 now to HR3. This one featuring a lot of acute angle snap alt patterns, mostly up-down vertical. Gonna be some very scary stuff for this pick. Lots of other people who have played the pool have considered this pick a bit of the RNG map of the pool, given its TV size, but this is gonna be a fun one.
Yeah, it is gonna be a fun one here to see. I'm not too sure how Canada will really go for this one. They do have players that are capable of playing this, yes, for sure. But it is gonna be, you know, kind of yeah, it's just snap alt and it's kind of RNG this map as well. But still, this could be interesting to see for both of these teams. I'm not too sure how Canada will really go with this one. Not really sure how United Kingdom could go for this one, but we'll have to wait and see how all these players will pan out on this map. I'm sure that both of these teams have players who are very much capable of playing maps in this department, but we'll have to see who will take the better of this one. And also, if I'm not mistaken, I think this map is also quite short. Yes, it is 1 minute 25 seconds, so it's gonna fly by in a snap of a finger. So you gotta keep your combo in check, your accuracy in check as well, because all those things will matter. And yeah, it is gonna be fun either way.
And it's going to be a new player in the lobby for the first time this match. Gonna be Matt hopping in for this one on the Hard Rock side, as well as the return of Dream Journey, Skia, and Sync. I believe Dream Journey, Skia playing all maps thus far. Sync hopping in for their second one here. Not as fond of the hidden mod, but going to be a fun pick for this one. I think this is really gambling, but both these teams quite strong at the ult skill set, and a classic strategy is going to be picking these kinds of 50-50 maps a little bit closer early on in the match when your nerves aren't as high, so that way you're not struggling as much. But the accuracy is already curious. I see a couple 100 chains out of some of the players there on that first pattern. It really does come swinging out the gates, so Miss is still going to be king, but maybe indicative of some comfort issues, unfortunately, for Zucchini on the Hard Rock, but Sync to find that first drop.
Zucchini as well as Yip also finding some accuracy drops here. And there goes Dream Journey on the side of United Kingdom. So now it's only 2 FCs on the side of United Kingdom. Never mind, just 1 from Schiazzo. But also Yip finding a break. But still, you have Azer, Rumindra, and Zucchini holding on to full combos. And we're already halfway through the map. Like I mentioned, you snap a finger and you'll miss it. And yeah, Azer, Rumindra, now Zucchini finding a break. But still, Azer and Rumindra finding the full combo, still holding very strong. And Azer, especially 99.2% accuracy, looking very, very strong. Oh, okay, Azer. And Azer finally finding a break. So does Rumindra. And yeah, looking very strong.
Oh, Schiato does not have enough score for the UK, but they ran out of all their combos there, and the recovery on Matt and Dream Journey would cover Yip. Yip finding the chain miss. Wait just a minute. If there's a big enough fall apart, they might be able to go back, but there goes the end of the map.
Ooh.
And not to be, but Canada, enough early map consistency to guarantee the point there. Again, that TV size creeps up on you. Very solid pick there for Canada, still above on that 118K.
Yeah, it was a good pick from Canada, albeit I don't think it was convincing. Like they performed very well, Azer, especially on the side of Canada, performing exceptionally well here in this map. But I don't think that Canada really won that convincingly, mainly because of some of those chain misses, like Yip, for example, at the end of the map. It almost went to the side of the United Kingdom. But still, it was a good performance from Team Canada, and they won by 115,000 points. And at the end, that's all that really matters, you know? So right now, it is going to be United Kingdom with their next pick. And how about, what do you think here that United Kingdom could do against Team Canada?
Yeah, UK running low on that burst skill set now that the DT2 is gone. DT1 is a little bit more of a hybrid pick, but I am unsure of the safety of that map, admittedly. Looking across the aisle, I could see them pick into some of the reading adjacent skill sets, something like a Nomad 4 might be nice with the linear skill set there. Plenty of tech and slider aim proficiency on United Kingdom off the back of players like Listia. But no, they're going to be keeping up with the double times. It's going to be a DT1 pick, Watashi Wayume inbound with some hybrid double timing.
Hybrid indeed. This is going to be, focusing on aim and speed and some bursts as well at 267 BPM as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how these players will pan out. But it doesn't make sense that the United Kingdom does go for it, like you mentioned, Hubba. They did go for that DT2. Yeah, exactly. They did go for that DT2, and they really they played it out very well. So DT1 is very similar in terms of skill sets. So it does make sense that they go for this one. Although I'm not too sure how they could go about in the future with their future picks, but we will have to wait and see what the United Kingdom will do once they run out of the speedier-ish picks. But for now, let's just focus on this DT1.
Yeah, going for the DT1, and I'd imagine we're going to be seeing relatively similar rosters, but again, this is one of those matchups where these teams, neither really known for the skill set. It's just UK having a bit of an edge on the burst speed, Canada not super comfortable in the stamina, and looking to pounce on it. Need to see Dream Journey hopping back in the lobby, back to back showings for them. Gonna be the glue holding the UK together, it would seem, through these earlier picks.
Yeah, on the side of Team Canada, you'll also see Steam Happy coming in for this one, as well as Zucchini just staying in for all of these maps. The good all-rounder here for Canada, and Flat Paper as well. And it's going to be Schiazzo coming in for Team United Kingdom as well, and Rumindra for Team Canada, and Sync. So all rosters are locked in, if I'm not mistaken. There we go.
Unfortunately not.
Unfortunately not. These players trolled me really hard. So yeah, it's going to be Demi-Urge coming in for United Kingdom, and Yip as well, returning for this DT1 pick, which is an interesting pick, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, this map is not, as we mentioned, this one's a bit more hybrid, not entirely focused on the tapping. I think this is more of a, hey, Yip, you play Hard Rock Mechanics. This is kind of close, right? Let's hope for the best. Because they just like don't really have anybody else to fill the spot. But Rumindra on a DT1 is going to be a fairly confident player. Zucchini always going to be solid wherever they go. And Flat Paper, it surprised me in that previous pick. So we'll have to see how this DT1 goes for them. Meanwhile, on the other side, same roster as the DT2 for the UK. Going into this DT1, hoping to make the lightning strike twice on the speed bug.
Yes, we're gonna get started here with our DT1. Everyone on Team Canada is still holding on to, SS's. Well, never mind. Yep, finally dropped a couple of 100s there, but everyone's still holding on to their respective combos. This is pretty much just gonna be a battle of who can hold on to combos the most, and who will not drop combos in the key eyes as well, and also some other slower sections as well. So if you drop combos near those sections, it is going to be kind of interesting to see as we enter this first key eye. Remember being the first one to drop, as well as Sync to follow, but still everyone else still holding on to their respective combos. A slight edge maybe towards the Canadian side, mainly due to accuracy. And we exit this first key eye with Canada with a very short 3,000 score lead.
Yeah, Dream Journey noticeably a little bit behind on that accuracy. We do see the score lead continue to flicker back and forth, and Dream Journey, that's what I was worried about. On the lower accuracy, finding the miss, that's going to significantly cut his potential score as we continue this map onward. Even if he FCs the rest, the placement of that miss and the accuracy is going to be a rough showing, and immediately we're going to see that lead start to skyrocket to Canada, doubly so off the back of that break from Demi-Urge on that tricky back and forth pattern. And now it is Schiazzo, again, the pride of the UK, the captain, of trying to hold up this pick. It's Flat Paper Zucchini on the double FC Rumindra with that solid recovery matched by Sync on the other side. But Flat Paper is free combo for the side of Canada that is currently being the bulk of this extra score. And Demi-Urge Dream Journey doing their best to recover here, but they need one of these FCs to fall, if not an FC and a recovery.
Yeah, they desperately need Zucchini, Flat Paper, or even Remendra to drop, but that's not really the case here. It's going to be Demi-Urge and Sync on the side of UK dropping combos, as well as Dream Journey. Schiazzo just being here, the star player for United Kingdom, the team captain, still holding on to the full combo. There goes Flat Paper, but it doesn't really matter because they still have Zucchini and Rumindra on the recovery as well. There goes Zucchini and Flat Paper, but Demi-Urge to follow as well on the side of United Kingdom, and Rumindra still holding on to a big combo. And I think, yeah, Canada is just showing that they are very good at these kinds of picks as well. And the first break point of this match going to Team Canada.
Yeah, Canada showing some very dominant shades here. Unfortunately, United Kingdom, been having a little bit of consistency issues, right? The miscounts low on all the players there, but it's just the placement of those misses really striking them out. The 3, the 1. Scato closing out the FC for them. Only FC in the lobby once again on these picks. It's just not having the backup required to guarantee these points. And Canada, with that initial break point, is looking to pounce and capitalize, make this a 4-1 lead, likely on a free mod pick.
Yeah, Canada could really go for, the free mod picks here. They could kind of go for I would say either free mod 1 or free mod 4, because aim, they just show that they're very proficient in the aim department, albeit free mod 1, like I mentioned previously, it's going to be more awkward aim, and free mod 4, it's more slider tech and slider aim. And I think Canada does have the roster for that kind of map. If not, no mod 1 is still available, and it is just pure aim, pure stamina aim even. And yeah, I think those 3 options are the ones that Canada could really go for here.
Yeah, both those options would make plenty of sense to me. I'm also looking towards that free mod 4 once more. But it's going to be the hidden 2. Going into some AR 7.5 Ethan Tricks mapping, and I am not entirely convinced about this pick, Bernie. I think this is one of those like when you get two wrestlers in the UFC, they're gonna start fist fighting. Like normally you want to
Hmm.
avoid hidden two when there's two hidden teams in front of you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they did win Hidden 3, but this is a whole different kind of map. This is, Ethan Tricks mapping with AR 7.5. Um, and yeah, it is just gonna be it's a whole different ballpark here, and I'm not too sure how Canada will be able to play out with this one, but maybe they are feeling confident enough to have picked the hidden two, and hopefully everything will work out for the best. And I think we're having some technical difficulties here with the hidden two map. And I think that our streamer here is trying to fix them up as soon as possible. Um, Oh, awesome. All right. That's good to know.
Yeah, gonna be some amount of technical difficulties. Says song inbound eventually uh for this pick, but shoutouts to the banger, Ethan Tricks V3, for providing this hidden 2 to us this time. As the players mentioned, it's CS2, overlap density, very scary stuff on the AR 7.5. So a bit of a polarized hidden reading skill set, but definitely one that both of these teams can play ball in. I think for Canada, they are picking some of these maps that they know they have four players like 100% comfortable on, because the United Kingdom, the consistency just hasn't been there on some of the simpler maps in this pool, unfortunately. So looking for those third, fourth player potential breaks to try and capitalize on those picks.
Yeah, this map is going to be very 50-50, honestly. Like you mentioned, but both of these teams are very capable of playing these kinds of maps, but we'll have to wait and see who will take out the edge at the end of it, and who will be able to just play this one out better than the other team. And here we go. We have our hidden two finally here, and our technical difficulties have been settled, and we're gonna get started. And here we go.
Yeah, and this is gonna be a fun one. Already getting into our alt patterns here. Some quick stack doubles and snap back and forths into some flow difficulty as well. All angles of alt being covered on this pick. It's trades from Wiggler, Sync, and Yip in our early goings. A's are having a rough go of it on the accuracy front. These overlaps very dicey, and that fall apart going to be giving UK this initial score edge. But Sync to trade it with a chain miss of their own, and things remaining near dead even.
Yeah, score is dead even, like you mentioned. Pretty much it's a small 20,000 points lead for Team United Kingdom, but there goes Yip actually breaking for Team Canada. They still have Zucchini and Steam Happy holding two combos, as well as Azer with the recovery. But United Kingdom, there goes Sync actually, but United Kingdom still has Listia and Schiazzo holding onto those combos, and Wiggler on the recovery as well. Wiggler, who was playing 5-digit tournaments now in the 4-digit World Cup, now showing what they're made of here, and looking very, very strong here. And yeah, this lead for United Kingdom is very solid, like 80,000 points. But there goes Sync, there goes Schiazzo, there goes Wiggler as well. Now it's just Listia. I was mentioning that the lead was very solid just 5 seconds ago, and now United Kingdom is kind of falling apart. And now Zucchini, Team Happy, and Azer are holding on the fort for Team Canada here.
Yeah, that is a disastrous fall apart, but that's what Canada was banking on. That's what Canada has been doing on the plethora of these picks. They've just been having that one extra player, that one solid backup off of the two core players. Azer with that recovery combo able to pounce and guarantee the score lead on this map. And Zucchini, Plute on a hidden too, just going to be so comfortable. Finally, Azer finding that drop. Listia doing their damnedest on the other side. 1-100 to the name. United Kingdom, in terms of the performance player, always having the top scorer, but just not having the backup necessary. The placement of these breaks going to be so devastating, and it's another incredibly dominant score lead on a hidden pick for Canada. And this is, I feel like, not what the doctor ordered. This is not what was advertised to us. A very scary showing here from Canada on these hidden maps.
Yeah, Canada just showing off their amazing prowess in these kinds of maps here. We were worried that this map would be closer than it actually was. You know, the score difference here is just huge, Hubba. It is very big. And yeah, the two FCs from Team Canada just goes to show that Canada is just not here to play around, and they're here to win, and they're here to get the match on their bags. And right now it is going to be United Kingdom's pick, and I'm not really too sure what they could go for here, Hubba. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I am also not entirely confident in anything remaining after that one. The ult hasn't really gone their way. Aim has not been shown yet, but that is about to change, as that is a no mod 1 pick from the side of UK. And I mean, you gotta try something new, and I'm not generally opposed to this. I was calling for Canada to pick this map a bit earlier on, but I think their reluctancy to touch the 1 slots has been potentially indicative of some sort of weakness. Granted, all the alt maps have been pretty close. That HR3 in particular, not, as you mentioned, not entirely a convincing victory. So going into another higher BPM aim map could be something for the UK here as we continue through this match.
Yeah, I think maybe the thought process for United Kingdom is that they did go for that DT1, and it went all right, I think. And then yeah, they just wanted to keep it similar with the no mod 1, albeit not. It's similar in terms of, you know, the aim department, but DT1 also has the speed bursts and whatnot. No mod 1 is just mainly pure aim, and it is aimed at 226 BPM, and also fairly short, 2 minutes 30 seconds. So again, combo will matter a lot, and accuracy as well. So it is going to be interesting to see what the United Kingdom will be able to do with this one, and how Canada also will be able to perform on this kind of map.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Canada going to be pretty comfy on this one. Of course, looking at players like Azer and Zucchini, going to be standouts on the aim. Yip as well hopping back in for this one, and Rumindra, I feel like more of a player that was brought in specifically for their aim is going to be Rumindra. So very scary here for the UK. I mean, on the other side, you're looking at Sync HD. This is a player that has been knocking on the door of a potential OWC showing for a hot minute now. Showed up at 3WC as well. Unfortunately, UK not qualifying, but made it on that roster, and it's going to be alongside Matt and Feint and Schiazzo, who's been playing quite a good game thus far for Schiazzo. We'll have to see if he can clutch up one more time to try and keep from Canada getting match point.
Yeah, Scatso having a performance here throughout all of these maps, and just looking very, very strong here in this one, in this match. But unfortunately, not having the backup necessary to able to close these out. And here we go. We're starting out our no mod 1. Azer finding an early break, so it is going to be interesting to see how this one will pan out. There goes Feint as well. So now combos are kind of neck and neck. Actually, Azer was able to recover some of that combo, so kind of similar to how everyone else is doing. And yeah, it's kind of giving a small advantage to the side of the Canada squad here, 20,000 points, which can, you know, go either way at any point.
Yeah, slimmest of margins earlier on with our Nomad one. Another drop to come through for Sync HD, unfortunately. It seemed like this bottom row curse for the United Kingdom. Whichever player's in the bottom row are going to be the first to drop. It's remaining true thus far. 50k score lead for Canada as they maintain the Trip FC. Azer on that pretty much fourth FC map is seeming fairly confident for them as they try to get match point in their first half.
Yeah, looking very, very strong here. This Canada team, Azer with that good recovery. There goes Matt on the side of United Kingdom, however, and Sync with a good recovery, as well as Schiazzo just doing it again, being the backbone of this United Kingdom squad, holding on to the FC, the only FC in the side of United Kingdom, Faint with a good recovery as well. But there goes Zucchini on the side of Canada, so now only 2 FCs against 1 on the side of United Kingdom. Rumindra and Yip holding the fort here for the Canadians.
Yeah, the big difference is going to be Sync's recovery combo. Matt as well, able to cover Azer's recovery, so it is all up to the FCs. UK need a drop from one of those FCs to guarantee it, and Matt will fall, so Sync covering the recovery still. 400 combo up on Zucchini was what was gaining the score, but unfortunately, that drop from Sync and the drop from Faint, it's FC to FC. Rumindra versus Schiazza, the aim specialist for Canada versus Team UK's captain, going once more to try and nail this lead, but unfortunately not to be as time runs out. It's a 300k lead on the side of Canada, fall apart from the rest of the roster. And Rumindra put in the work, just a couple 100s to the name, but it's not going to matter. Canada with the match point confirmed.
Canada on match point this early on is not what I was expecting from this match, but it is the case that we have in front of us. And yeah, this is super, super demoralizing as well for Team United Kingdom to see that they're down 4 points, and if they want to force tiebreaker, they're going to have to win the next 4, and this is going to be a tall task, but nothing is truly impossible, and we'll have to wait and see how Team United Kingdom will go about this one. But the next pick, however, it is going to be Team Canada, and they still have some picks up in their bag. They still have those free mods, like we mentioned. They just won this no mod 1, so they could go for that free mod 1, which is also kind of similarly awkward aim. And they also have the free mod 4, which is, you know, slider tech, slider aim. And yeah, it is going to be interesting to see. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking towards... I mean, Hidden has been exhausted. HR2, HR1, I don't really... I mean, I could see Canada picking HR1 maybe. But it's going to be free mod 4 going into the Inceptionism well. This is going to be a very interesting pick here. Going to be a slider aim focus. Looking towards where those slider takes may be, and it's going to be especially difficult on those Hard Rock players, so I'm excited to see which players are filling in on the HR side for their respective teams.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting to see the Hard Rock players for this one. This one is looking very, very troublesome for the Hard Rock players on some of these teams as well. But yeah, for the Hidden players, maybe this map is going to be an interesting one, and it's going to be a good one for them. It's going to be kind of a walk in the park, kind of, I guess you could say. But we'll have to wait and see what these players will be able to do. And I think we're going to load free mod 4 in a few moments, hopefully. And yeah, I think this is going to be a good one for Team Canada. This is one that I've been predicting for a bit. And yeah, I'm kind of glad to see that they actually went for it, because it does make perfect sense for this kind of roster.
Unfortunately, my dear personal friend Towns, the referee, has vanished. Where has our ref gone? Okay, there we go. The map has been picked. Yeah, free mod for time. I think this is going to be a very much a hidden preference map, but for Canada, I could see a player like Azer going hidden Hard Rock here. Even this is just a team that is heavily preferential to the hidden, to the point where I could see like a hidden Hard Rock over mod for the comforts. Meanwhile, on the UK, it's likely to be Sync HD on the HR, I reckon. I mostly know him for his Hard Rock gameage, so I'll have to see how things fare. But Canada has been looking indomitable in this match. UK needs a miracle to press the advantage and try and break this wall that Canada has built up.
Yeah, this is gonna be a tough task for the United Kingdom, but they do have the talent for this kind of maps, and they do have the roster to build up a comeback, hopefully. But we'll have to wait and see how all of these players will pan out for this free mod for slider tech, slider aim kind of map. And yeah, like you mentioned, Hubba, it is going to be more of a preference towards the hidden players. And also, yeah, I could definitely see Azer coming in with a hidden Hard Rock. And we see Azer in the lobby as well, alongside Ramendra, Yip, and Zucchini. On the side of the United Kingdom, you have Schiazzo, Dream Journey, and Listia, and it's going to be a fourth one, hopefully in just a few moments. And we'll see if the United Kingdom will be able to stay in this battle, or if Canada will be able to close out this one and move right along to the winners semifinals. And yeah, and the United Kingdom will drop down to the losers bracket. And yeah, it's going to be Matt coming in for the United Kingdom, and we're going to get started in just a few moments. And hopefully this one will be a good one for both of these teams.
Yeah, all players in. We do see Listia hopping back in the lobby for the tech. Makes plenty of sense. And on that other side, it's this core roster for anything not tapping related. Azer, Ramendra, Yip, Zucchini, just so comfortable on any of this aim tech alt skill sets. Looking towards the mods now, it is the hiddens on Schiazzo, Listia. Dream Journey taking the Hard Rock makes plenty of sense there. Dream Journey, a bit of a HR preference player. Azer keeping to the hidden only. It's going to be Ramendra on the hidden Hard Rock though. Zucchini taking the comfort hidden as expected. So Yip for the no mod anchor, Ramendra on the hidden Hard Rock. Canada love their hidden mod too much to not have a hidden Hard Rock on a free mod pick. So all systems a go. Right now it is quad SSs. It's a Zucchini dropping the only 100th in the lobby through that quick section in the beginning, but things going to ramp up shortly with the slider velocity in this next section. Any drop on that pattern would be devastating for the score, but in we go. 200 combo deep. Ramendra first of all. And it's going to be continuing on with the quad FC for the UK. Yip as well, finding the drop on the slider there. Zucchini finding a cheeky over-aim on the tick. It's Azer running a solo ship on the hidden. Dream Journey finally to find the combo drop. But UK second wind is going to be here as Matt, Listia, and Skia holding on to their respective FCs. Skia to drop on that geometric aim section. Now it is 2-1, and we've seen this story before. It's recovery combos rebuilding for Canada, and they need to hold the FC consistency on Matt and Listia to confirm the point.
Yeah, so complaining about the tap not registering, but well, United Kingdom are still in the lead by around 90,000 points. I don't know if I can read that properly, but yeah, it is Listia and Matt holding the fort here for Team United Kingdom. But you got to be careful with Team Canada. Those recoveries are being built, and holy moly, what happened to Dream Journey just finding a slider break out of nowhere? And yeah, Remindra, Zucchini, and Yip are building up some scary recoveries. A's are still holding on to that FC as well, but you still have Listia and Matt on the FCs, and hopefully Schiazzo can find some sort of recovery, as well as Dream Journey. And here we go, there's a drop happening from Schiazzo and Matt, and now it's just Listia holding the fort down for the United Kingdom. There goes another break from Matt. Listia holding on the full combo, but like we mentioned, the recovery combos on Canada looking very scary on Ramindra and Zucchini, and A's are still holding on to the full combo. There goes Ramindra actually, which is fairly good for the United Kingdom, but what they need is that break from Azer, but unfortunately it doesn't really matter because there's no time remaining for them to come back from this one, and the FC from Listia is more than gone by this point. Azer still holding on the full combo for Team Canada, as well as Zucchini with a very good recovery combo and a backup combo as well, and Canada will close out this match 6-1.
Yeah, and we saw the same story retold map over map. It's going to be one overachieving score on the UK on Listio or Schiazzo given the map, and unfortunately the consistency faltering against Canada on this day. So going to be a chip on their shoulder as they enter the losers bracket now. Of course, UK being that seed 7 very strong team there, so going to be interesting to see how they fare down under, but Canada rising up above in a 6-1 victory in a match that I feel a lot of people thought would be a quite close affair. So Canada, seed 2, moving on up as they continue on to semifinals.
Very good showing for Team Canada here, and right now we have some other matches happening. Tomorrow there's going to be the next one. It is going to be at 3 a.m. UTC time, United States versus the Philippines. And oh, hello. All right, and we also have plenty of other ones to go for tomorrow, so stay tuned for those. It is going to be interesting to see how those will pan out. And yeah, Hubba, any final thoughts about this match? Really not. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna close this one out, and
oh no, I was muted.
You were muted.
I was muted. No, I have things to say. Oh, go, I was saying them. Okay, so shout outs to Canada showing their dominance once more on this pool, but also shout outs to our sponsors, Kagami for their keypad, Slider Pals for the slider stickers you know and love. We do have a giveaway in the description. If you scroll on down on our channel, you can join up on that. Thank you for our sponsors for providing that to us, and that's going to be all. We're going to be continuing our coverage of this quarterfinals stage in 4 hours time with Australia, Brazil in the losers bracket, and 2 hours after that it's going to be another winners bracket affair, Philippines versus United States, a barn burner inbound. We will catch you then in 4 hours time for more 4WC action.
Bye bye everyone.